Hey guys and gals, welcome to my new video series. So today I'm going to start a new video series on E3, and every day I'm going to release one of the games that I am super excited about playing this year. And I'm basically going to release my top 10 games from E3. Right, this is my number 10. Enjoy! Number 10, Batman Arkham Origins. So this game I am super excited about since I watched more footage from E3. Eric Holmes, the creative director of Batman Arkham Origins, actually was interviewed and showed a little bit more gameplay footage and talked a little bit more about the actual game. So there is more information now that's been released about Batman Arkham Origins, and that information has just made me more excited. So from what we've been told, the plot of Arkham Origins is partly inspired by the comic book series Batman Legends of the Dark Knight and the graphic novel Batman Year One, which is an absolutely brilliant graphic novel, by the way, and it was also turned into a wonderful animated movie. So if you have not seen Batman Year One, the animated movie, or read the graphic novel, I highly recommend it. It's really fantastic. So basically, Arkham Origins is a complete prequel. And Arkham Origins is roughly described as being year 2 in the story, Batman Year 1 obviously being the first year. And it's set roughly 5 years prior to Arkham Asylum, so it's a complete prequel. Our Batman in this story is a much younger, less refined Batman, and he becomes the target of 8 assassins on Christmas Eve who are hired by the crime lord Black Mask to take him out. Yes, he basically becomes a target. Now, up until this point, he had been a pretty seasoned crime fighter and had been taking on lots of, smaller crime lords and thugs and so on. But this is really the first time that our hero is really challenged and, effectively faces his match. And that's pretty much where it starts. So, in this game, Batman is unpolished. He is not the seasoned veteran superhero that we played in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. And that sounds really interesting. And I'm very interested to see what his character is like. So this kind of new unpolished Batman can actually be seen in his suit. Originally, I was a little bit uncertain about his suit because, of course, it looked really bulky and just very different. Not as sleek, not as, smooth as his suit was in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, but according to the developers, that is done purposefully, and this is to show how Batman is very unpolished and that his suit actually looks more like it's assembled rather than manufactured. So it's designed to be a suit that's made up from many different pieces and different tech that Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, has adapted throughout his first year. So that does explain roughly the suit, and of course I can forgive that if it's to do with the story. Another thing that was a huge surprise that was revealed was the voice actor of Batman is no longer going to be the veteran Batman voice actor Kevin Conroy, who is really known as being Batman, and he was the voice actor for our Batman in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. But developers did say that this was done purposefully because they wanted a younger voice for Batman to show that this is a prequel and that he is a younger Batman. So that's an interesting design choice on their part, and I'm interested to see what it's like. And the new Batman is voiced by the voice actor. His name is Roger Craig Smith. So I am interested to see what happens with his character and what his voice acting talent is actually like compared to Kevin Conroy. Other characters that were revealed to be in the game include Joker. So I'm super happy to see Joker back, in this prequel, because he's one of my favorite villains. And he is actually also voiced by a different voice actor. He's voiced by Troy Baker and not by Mark Hamill, which was for me, he's the iconic Joker voice, and he was the voice of Joker in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and also the Batman animated series. And I'm a huge fan of Mark Hamill, and I just love his Joker, and personally I've always thought his Joker is the best. So I'm a little unsure about how I feel about the fact that Joker is being voiced by a different voice actor. But, I'm going to give Troy Baker a chance, and hopefully he will surprise us. And hopefully, his voice actor will do a good job, of the character of Joker. Other characters that are going to be in there, so Gordon will be there, but he won't be Commissioner Gordon, he'll be Captain Gordon at this time. Penguin's going to make another reappearance. Bane will also be there. The assassin Deadshot. Of course, Batman's butler Alfred will be there. Deathstroke as well has been shown in the trailers. In the gameplay, they talked a little bit about a corporate anarchist called Anarchy, who's going to be one of the side mission kind of villains that you'll take down. And of course, the crime lord Falcone will be there. These are the definite characters that have been revealed so far. Eric Holmes was asked more about what other characters would be in the game, but he said that he didn't want to reveal more information and that they were going to keep that very, very secret, which is fair enough, because one of the real nice surprises with Arkham City and Arkham Asylum was the cameos of all the different Batman villains that appeared in it. So it does look like there's probably going to be a very, very large roster of great, iconic, familiar faces that will be coming back, as well as new villains. So that's very exciting. So what about the gameplay then? Now, this is one of the main concerns that I had, because the new Batman Arkham Origins is being developed by Warner Brothers Games Montreal, and who replaced Rocksteady, and that it wouldn't be made by Rocksteady. And Rocksteady did a great job with Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. So I was really, skeptical about this game and a little bit worried about how the gameplay was going to change. But from the looks of the actual gameplay footage, I'm really happy and very relieved. So it looks like they're retaining much of the bulk of the original fighting system of, counters and combos and, use of gadgets, because one of the best thing about the original games was the fighting system. It was so fluid and so great and so easy to use, and I'm really happy to see that they're actually keeping that and retaining that in the game. They have, however, decided that they do want to add a couple of new additions to the fighting to make it a little bit more varied, and one way in which they've done this is they've actually introduced 2 new enemy types. So the first enemy type is called the Martial Artist, and he's much more like a kind of a ninja type character, and he is actually capable of countering Batman's own counters. So this is going to make fighting a lot more strategic, and you're going to have to be a lot more careful in your counters and more aware of what's going on you. So that character looked really awesome. Another character that they showed was the Enforcer, who is just huge, and he's basically this armored enemy, and he's very, very tough to take down, and he's so big. And at one point in the gameplay, they showed him literally pick up Batman, by the scruff of his neck, and Batman had to just kind of pummel into him, and you basically have to fight him and stun him and whittle him down and tear off pieces of his armor to be able to weaken him enough to take him down. So he looks like a really awesome enemy type to actually fight as well. So these 2 new enemy types look really good. Gadgets, of course. So there are, a lot of returning gadgets were shown in this gameplay footage and trailers. So the cryptographic sequencer will be back, which we use to hack security consoles and so on. So that's making a reappearance. Of course, the Batarang is back, and they did show briefly the Sonic Batarang being used. And, we've been told that Explosive Gel will be coming back as well. And I'm sure many of, Batman's other original gadgets like the grapnel gun and different things will be making a reappearance. But they did show a new gadget that has been designed, and they did say they have several new gadgets that are going to be included in the game, but they did show one at E3, and it looks really great, and it's called the Remote Claw, and it looks fantastic. And basically this gadget allows Batman to do so many different things. It allows you to target two objects or 2 people and pull them together. So you shoot this remote claw into one enemy, and then kind of a line shoots out and attaches itself to another enemy and pulls them together, stunning them so you can glide down and you can, fist pound them into the ground and take them out. You can also use it to attach enemies to, say, a gargoyle or and you can also hit enemies with objects by attaching it to an object which will fly towards them. And you can also tether two walled kind of points together to create a kind of tightrope that Batman can walk along, and you can use this as a point to also do a takedown from above. And so I just love this new gadget. Looks like so much fun, and it just looks like you're going to be able to use it in so many different ways to do such a wide variety of stealth takedowns, and it looks really good. Yeah, I'm very impressed by the remote claw, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and start playing with it, and it just looks great. There also seems to be a more of an emphasis on Batman's detective skills, which looked really good. It looks like they're developing this a lot bigger, and it's going to become a more of a focal point of the game. And it's a little bit different to the original detective skill mode that we had in the original games. So in this new detective mode, you can of course similarly scan a crime area, but you can also apparently recreate or create a virtual reality recreation of the crime scene, which is awesome. And then you can walk into that crime scene and you can analyze it from different directions, and you're also able to move back and forth through the timeline of the crime, view it in slow motion or pause it at certain points to look for more clues to advance further and eventually solve the crime. So this new detective skill looks really fun to use and really interesting, and I really love the fact that they're developing Batman's the detective side to Batman's character, because Batman is one of the greatest detectives out there, and it's awesome that they're actually going that route. So the next thing then of course is Arkham City. So from the looks of it, Arkham City looks much larger in scale. Like, I thought Arkham City and Batman Arkham City was huge, but it seems like they're just completely increasing it tenfold. It's going to become much more of an open world. They talked a little bit about some of the side missions and things that you can do within that open world. Something called a crime in progress system, which which is completely dynamic and constantly changing. And during it, if you can come across a crime that's happening, and you could decide to stop it or not and let it continue. They have a new most wanted list as well, where you track down certain key villains and try to stop them and take them down. And all these side missions of course will help you level up and everything. So that looked really great. Arkham City just looked much bigger. There seems to be several sections to it. I think they talked about islands or something, and just how it's going to be huge, and there's going to be a lot more taller skyscrapers. So it's going to be wider, but also more vertical in the way in which you travel through the world. And this means that you're going to have to make an increased use of gliding and your grapnel boosting to boost up skyscrapers. And and they also did mention that they've included a new fast travel system using the Batwing, where you will be able to remotely call down the Batwing to come and pick you up, and that will take you into another location. Sadly, they did say that the Batwing is not controllable, and that that's a really sad point. But hopefully maybe in future games we'll be able to control the Batwing. But yeah, so they have included a new fast travel system, which does make me think that because they have this, then Arkham City must be pretty huge for them to decide to include that fast travel system. So yeah, I mean, the new Batman Arkham Origins looks really awesome. They gave more information on pre-ordering and extra bonuses. So if you pre-order the game, you get special content. So Deathstroke will be made and available as a playable character, and he will be usable in all the game's challenge maps. And this will of course include, will feature his own unique weapons and abilities. And the Deathstroke pack will also include 2 alternative outfits for the character, and also 2 additional challenge maps. So it sounds very similar to kind of, the Robin DLC and the Nightwing DLC content that came out for Arkham City. But that's cool. You get that free if you pre-order the game. And Sony did also mention in their conference that the PlayStation 3 edition of the game would also have exclusive content to download for free. And they said that that's called the Nightfall DLC pack, and that this would contain 2 alternate Batman outfits, which are based on the character's design in the 1960s television series, and Azrael's bat suit as well from the Batman Nightfall story arc, the comic book story arc. So, and this pack would also have challenge maps as well, which is also based on Batman Nightfall. So that's really cool that, if you're a PlayStation owner, that you're going to get exclusive free content for that as well. Watching the gameplay footage, watching the trailers, hearing more information about the game and how they're pretty much being very loyal to the original games and just really improving it and adding features, and of course the fact that it's a prequel as well is quite exciting. So I definitely am going to buy this day one of release, and Batman Arkham Origins will be released on the 25th of October worldwide, and Batman Arkham Origins will be available across all platforms, so it will be available on PC, PS3, the Wii U, and the Xbox 360. So that is number 10 in my list, in my top 10 list of games at E3. So are you going to buy Batman Arkham Origins? Did you play Arkham Asylum or Arkham City? Which game did you prefer? And what Batman villains do you hope are in the new game? Please let me know, comment below. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys, have a great day, goodbye.